Welcome back into the third and long pick six show 2023-2024 season premiere. Yes, it's been a long time since we have gone live. And you must be wondering why the hiatus. I don't know. I just kind of needed a break. I wanted to kind of keep going after the NFL season, but I wasn't sure um, what I wanted to do and where I wanted to kind of take the show. But yeah, we are back. We are ready. We're better than ever. We're going to try a few new things this year, and I'm not too sure where that's going to take us. As you can see, I got some new shades here. I don't know. Kind of think it's cool. Kind of think it's not cool. Can't really tell if I'm looking at the camera or not looking at the camera. It's hard. I actually picked up on that from Casey Neistat. If you follow his vlogs, all he does is wear glasses, and he explained the reasoning why, and it's because of how he shoots and where the camera angle is, and you're not always looking in the lens properly. I don't know. I like it, don't like it. I don't know. So you can't really tell. I'm not sure. I don't know. I might roll with it. See what happens. But needless to say, welcome back. Glad that you are with us. Glad that you can join us. I hope everybody is having a great, fantastic year, fantastic summer, and ready for NFL season. Um, as a side note, this isn't going to be just an NFL show. I'm going to try and mix in a little bit more than just the NFL with picks. Trying to talk more about sports with it, which is my passion deep down. So I'd like to see where this goes. Take it and see how we go. As I said, we're gonna do some things differently this year. Usually, I had a wider angle on the camera settings here, backed up, get to see the whole wall. A lot of the as you can see right here, a lot of the Funko Pops. Had a lot of those, but we'll see. I'm trying something different. I like using StreamYard. I've used them in the past. We've done the show in the past before, and hopefully we have a great season with it. It's a lot more easier. It's a lot more fluent. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But anyways, NFL season week 1 is tomorrow, and that's huge. We had to kick off on Thursday night, and boy, what a what an interesting game that was on Thursday night. If you were watching, Lions with a big opening season victory, keeping that momentum from last season coming into this season with a huge win versus the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs looked very dismal without Kelsey. Boy, do they miss him? They are going to need him to come back quickly because they had a lot of errors. One thing that was going into this season with the Chiefs was a lot of talk about the wide receivers and where they were going to be able to take them, young wide receiving core. Are they going to be able to carry that momentum from the Super Bowl into this season? And they struggled a lot. They definitely struggled. Not all Mahomes' fault. I mean, what can you do? You're human. The team's human. But big win for the Lions. Those are the kind of games that the Lions typically will lose, and they came out on top. And they're one of the surprise teams this year. I would not be surprised if they won the division, especially given that Aaron Rodgers is now left from the Packers onto the Jets. See where Fields can take the Bears if he's ready to take that next step going forward in his career. Bears made a lot of good moves this season. So Vikings, who knows what the Vikings can do? They're good. They're bad. They had a lot of one score games last year. I don't know where it's going to take them. However, I do like the Lions, not just because that they won. I do like them to sneak in that division title this year. They're a gutty team, gritty, play hard for Campbell. It's good to see. With that being said, obviously, if you have watched my show, if you've followed me, you know that I'm actually a Colts fan. And that's a whole other story. I don't want to dive in too much to the Colts or complain as as a fan or anything like that, but it's not looking good on the Colts end. I thought we had some stability with getting a new coach, and we were trying to make the right moves moving forward, trying to get more stable in that environment instead of just doing the same thing that they've done in the last 6 or 7 years in a row, and then do quarterback every year. Obviously, we have a new quarterback, but I'm saying about just keep on rotating plays in and out, this, that, and the other thing. It's been terrible. Colin Cowherd did say the further that Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck get in the rear view mirror with this organization, it continues to be terrible. They are down in a free fall. Like I said, I thought they were going to bounce back, but then we had the drama with Jonathan Taylor. So we'll see what happens with them after week 4. Hopefully they can sign Taylor. He's an important part to this team, to this offense, and to Anthony Richardson's development, as everybody has stated, and obviously we all know that. He's very important. You need a competent back in the backfield to relieve some of that pressure on a rookie quarterback, but man, it's just tough. It's tough being a Colts fan. We were good for so long. We had a lot of winning seasons. We had great quarterback play. We were going to Super Bowls. We were making playoffs. We were doing all kinds of things, and it's been a lot of drama and tough stretch the last 6 or 7 years, and just hope that it gets better. Hope that it gets better as a fan, but I'm not going to leave them. I'm not going to go hop on a bandwagon like most people will do. There's no fun in that. You got to live through the ups and downs. You got to go on the roller coaster ride if you're a fan. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, when we do get into the pick 6, before we leave the show, that is one of my picks this week. Tough one against Jacksonville. But how is Jacksonville going to play out from last season? Are they going to continue that momentum into this season? Down the stretch, they looked really good. Obviously, they made the playoffs. Are they going to be able to carry that? They get a lot of good weapons coming back this season. So is Trevor Lawrence ready to take that next step moving forward in his career as well, being that lead quarterback, which I think I do. I like Lawrence. Tremendous quarterback coming out of Clemson, had some great years. And I do think that he can be an elite top 10 quarterback. I'd probably put him around 10 right now, probably 9 maybe. But it's a tough one. We'll see what they at. But I do like the Colts this week at +4.5. They are a sneaky play at home opener. Given that they don't have Taylor, I totally understand. But week 1's always one of those weird weeks where teams coming in, getting ready. They catch a lot of these bad teams off their heels. In these teams, they get these sneaky victories. So there's a few sneaky victories on the board this week. There is a few. There's a lot of good games this week. If I take a look at the matchups here, there's some tremendous games this week. One of my favorites is probably more interesting game. No, nothing in this one, but I like the Niners and Steelers. That's a great game going into this week 1. It's a terrific way to kick off the season. 49ers on the road against the Steelers. Steelers looking to, get back to where they were. And Pickett looked tremendous last season. I think he's going to be terrific this season. They've had a lot of solid players on their staff. The defense is still good. And obviously the 49ers, we know what the 49ers can do. Brock Purdy coming back. It'll be interesting to see how Brock Purdy plays out the season, being last pick in the draft. It's going to be interesting to see if he can do the same thing that he did the last season with the 7 games that he started, going 7-0. So it's going to be, is it the right move? Is it the wrong move on the 49ers part? It's going to be interesting. Kittle is questionable this week, but you got they got tons of weapons. Bosa signed the contract. Defense is going to be just fine. So this is going to be a great matchup. Watt, Bosa, both sides. Offenses are going to be terrific. McCaffrey. This is going to be a great game. Great game. No skin in this one, but it is looking forward to a hell of a game to kick off the season. But yeah, other than that, I mean, A lot of good things happening this season. Obviously, Rodgers going to the Jets, Hopkins going to the Titans. What can he do? What can he provide for the Titans? Is he going to be able to help them get back to where they were before last season? AJ Brown was a big factor into a lot of the Titans' success for the last few years before last season, and it's interesting to see where the Titans go this season. Vrabel's terrific, but are they going to be able to carry that and get that momentum back with Hopkins? Is he going to be that it factor that they were missing last year on the wide receiver end for sure? I mean, there's probably no doubt, but the quarterback position, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's a toss-up between the Titans and the Jaguars for me in the division. Colts, obviously, I really don't think that they're going to do very well this season. I think the two favorites in that division are definitely the Titans and the Jaguars. Rodgers moving to the Jets. This is the biggest division outside the AFC West, in my opinion. That's a big-time cluster. It's like a log jam. Which team's going to perform and which team's going to outperform the other divisional games? They're going to play a huge factor going into this season between those two, AFC East and AFC West. Divisional games are going to be pivotal, especially in the East. Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots. Patriots probably going to finish last in that division, but they could be sneaky. It's their defense that'll keep them in it. It's the defense that's going to get them sneaky, trying to maybe get into the playoffs. But where do the Jets fall? How does Tua hold up? Josh Allen, does he have a better season? There's a lot of rumors going around about Josh Allen, about him being pampered and being babied and coddled and everything. A lot of rift between him and Diggs. So it's gonna interesting to see how this plays out. You gotta love the NFL. There's drama in it every way. Every team you look at, there's something going on. There's some kind of drama, some kind of player. This is crying. He's crying. Who's the? It's wild. It's wild. Hard Knocks with the Jets. Distractions. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it makes for good entertainment. We love it. I mean, there's nothing better than that. NFL is always king on that and on any sport. So. That's what keeps it interesting. That's what keeps us coming back for more, and we just keep wanting it and wanting it. But who's going to finish first? It all depends on a lot of things. But Buffalo probably first in the AFC East. Jets probably follow, and I'm going to take the Dolphins at third, but mainly because it relies on Tua. And does Tua, does he get injured? Does something happen? If he stays healthy, then things can change easily. Moving on to the Central there, I told you Titans, Jaguars, going to be interesting to see what happens there. Up in the in the North, we got the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals. Again, another tough division. Who's going to go? Is Lamar going to be healthy? Is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to be as good as he was in the past? Is Odell going to make a difference on the team? How's Burrow's leg going to hold up? Is Deshaun Watson going to make that step? He looked, he played some of the season last year. He didn't look too well. Obviously, he was out of the league for almost a couple of seasons going into that. So, that's what we expect coming off the suspension. But is he going to be that elite player as he was before? The answer to me, yes, I do. I think he is. I think he's going to be that good again. I just think he needed more time. He needed to shake off the rust. So I think he's going to be just fine. I like where that team's headed, but can you trust everybody around them? It's the Browns are going to Brown, Then you got the Steelers, as I mentioned. They look terrific. Probably if I had to, I'm going to put the Ravens at first. I think they could have did it last year. If Lamar stayed healthy last year, they would have been just fine. But I'm going to put the Ravens. I'm going to put the Browns at second. Yeah, I know. This is a big surprise. Browns, Steelers. I'm going to put the Bengals in the basement. It's not good. I know. Super Bowl, playoff, big time, Burrow. I get it. But I think they're going to take a huge step back this year. I honestly do. The other teams, they just look good. It's not that the Bengals don't look good, but they got to be able to protect Burrow. And if they don't protect Burrow, which they haven't addressed the offensive line, they're in the basement. They're going in the basement, and that's where I'm sticking to it. AFC West, though, whew, man. Mahomes leads the league in interceptions so far this season, going into the rest of the games on week 1. He's there in last place. This one's a tough one to me. It's between the Chargers and the Chiefs. I'm gonna put the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Raiders are in the basement. They suck. Josh McDaniels, a lot of again drama, NFL drama. There's more NFL drama. Chandler Jones, Josh McDaniels. This team is just an absolute mess in itself, and it's awful. It's awful. It's funny. It's entertaining. That team right there should have been another one on the Hard Knocks. They should have did them again, just because it's how they are. But who knows? Is Russell Wilson going to bounce back and have a good season? I do think he is. I think Sean Payton can correct a lot of his issues, and I think he'll get back to that MVP caliber that he was in Seattle. That's what I'm putting them. NFC East, don't got too much to talk about with that division. Eagles are going to be the first repeat winners for the division in some odd years, however many years it's been, 20, something like that. I think they're going to be right back. They just look just as good as they were last year as a Super Bowl team, and extending Hurts. Defense looks terrific again. Offense is still terrific. But as I said, I think they're going to be the first repeat winners in like 20-something years. I'm going to put the Cowboys in second. It's tough for me to say. It's one of those teams. Cowboys and Patriots for me are those teams that I just can't stand. It'll be interesting to see how Dak plays out. But I'll put the Cowboys. I'm going to put the Commanders in third. I'm going to put the Giants in the basement. I think Daniel Jones. I think that last year was a fluke. Daniel Jones, not quite. I don't think he's going to make it. I think the Commanders are going to be a sneaky good team this year. They're not going to be a playoff team, but I think they're going to get enough where, they're going to hang around sub 500. That's what I'm putting them. NFC North, Bears, Packers, Lions, and Vikings. As I said, I think the Lions are going to take that division. I think they're that good. They look terrific. Goff looks very comfortable. They've made a lot of corrections with Goff. He looks terrific going aside from coming off of the Rams. But if there's a team in the NFL that plays hard, it is the Lions. The Lions, to me, look like they play the hardest for any coach that I've seen in recent memory. And I love the direction. It's good for the league, for the Lions to be good. They got to get out of that basement level. But, I'll go the Lions. Bears, I'm going to go with second. I'm going to go with the Bears as second, Packers third. Rookie season, not rookie season for Jordan Love, but first season starting for Jordan Love. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I think he's going to have a pretty good career. Looks really good. I think they got to address some of the issues that they were missing with Rodgers, and I think if they do that, they'll be just fine. And the Vikings, I'm going to put them in fourth. Kirk Cousins, very solid, I know, but I don't see the team going with Kirk Cousins anymore after this season, so I think it's going to be an interesting play to see where that leads. Down in the South, we got what team do you want to pick? Just flip a coin or throw a dart on the wall and then just roll with that team. Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. Oh, awful division. Awful. Just awful. I don't even know what to say. It's just hot garbage. Saints probably take that division, mainly because I'm basing it on quarterback play with, Derek Carr being the big-time veteran and probably the best-looking team. Interesting. Good divisional game this weekend between the Panthers and the Falcons. I'm on the Panthers. I like the Panthers. I think they're going to be a sneaky good team this year. Listen, I'm a big Frank Reich fan. I hated what the Colts did to him. I think it was an absolute it was terrible what they did to him, and I think that he looks terrific. I mean, what he had to deal with and go with, it's going to be good. It's good for him that he moved on and he got hired right away, settling into a good team that was already in the process of rebuilding and willing to just do what is needed and put the pieces around quarterbacks, the quarterback play, get the draft picks, set up for the future, have him succeed. That's what they should have did in Indianapolis. They didn't. That was a big failure on their part. So needless to say, when they do play, when the Panthers, whenever the Panthers play the Colts, I don't know when they're playing them. I'm sure they'll play with them within the next year or so. But I'm going to be rooting for the Panthers mainly because I'm a big Frank Reich fan. So, but I'm going to put them at second. I'm going to say Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Bucks. For me, the Bucks. I think they're just in tank mode. They're going to be trying to get Caleb Williams, big quarterbacks coming out of college next season for the draft. I just think that it's going to be they're just setting up for the future. If I was them, I wouldn't even focus on trying to get a contract for Mike Evans right now. I'd be focusing on trading him, getting draft picks and assets back if they're truly in that tank mode. I think they still think that they're that Super Bowl team from a few years ago, even with Baker Mayfield. I think that they might be able to think that they could squeak in, and it's not happening. The team is an absolute mess. When you got Baker as your quarterback, forget it. Just absolutely forget it. Mike Evans should just want out of there. He can go help a veteran team. He's to 10 seasons, 9 seasons, 1,000+ yards. I love what he's doing. If I was him, I'd just be requesting a trade. And if I was Tampa Bay, I would gladly trade him. I know he's been there forever. He's one of your best players, but I would gladly trade him. He did his service. They won a Super Bowl. He even put up with so many other bad years with Tampa Bay before Brady got there. Get the draft picks for him. You can get plenty of assets coming back for him, and that's what I would do. Will that happen at weeks 7, 8 trade deadline? That's what I would do. But basement team. No, last but not least, we got the NFC West. Another terrific division. A lot of good teams going in. A lot of fighting going on aside from Arizona. Niners, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks. This is going to be another dogfight to the end again. Are the Rams taking that next step back to where they were before? They got a lot of young players. A little bit of drama with that team again. Hey, drama, NFL drama. Yeah, keep it entertaining. A little bit of drama going on with the Rams, maybe. A lot of young players, a lot of Stafford not relating, maybe, based on his wife. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see where the Rams go towards the trade deadline. Meaning, are they going to be able to hold on to Aaron Darnold? Are they going to be able to hold on to him? Might need to get some draft picks. They've lost a lot of draft picks settling for that Super Bowl year, so it's going to be very interesting to see where it happens and where they go. But they're going to fight. They're going to be a tough team. McVay's not going to just bow down. So it's going to be tough. Seahawks are going to look good just as they did last year. Geno Smith getting a little bit of a, hey, you know what? Let's give you an extension. Let's see what we can do with you. Now, do they move off Geno Smith in the few years? I do think so, but I think that they're good enough to where they're okay with Geno doing the things that he needs to do, just like he did last year. And Pete Carroll's just going to be fine. But aside from that, to me, it's a toss-up between the Seahawks and the 49ers. As I mentioned earlier with the 49ers about Brock Purdy, how great their offense is, where's it going to go? But I do think that the Niners are going to settle into that first spot. Seahawks, it's really a toss-up to me. And then Rams, Cardinals, tanking, probably going to trade Kyler Murray. They're really going to go hard after Caleb Williams, I think. If Caleb Williams decides that he does want to come out and be the first overall pick, who knows? That would be interesting to see where he goes. If he gets in the right situation, yeah. If he doesn't, making enough money in USC, might as well just go back and throw it up for a third year. Try and win a national championship. Might even be able to be better because they'll be expanded next year to 12 teams. And if they're not in the 4, after this season, try to go win an Natty. I wouldn't want to go to the Cardinals. That's one team I would not want to go to. If it was Tampa Bay at the number 1 overall pick, sign me up. I'll go to Tampa Bay. I know what that organization can bring for the future. I know what they can do, and that's where I'd go. Arizona is just a mess. But anyways, a little bit of a breakdown there. I spent a lot of time trying to break down the divisions with some winners. Super Bowl. Tough one. Do the Chiefs repeat? I'm going to go Bills. Bills, Niners. Bills, Super Bowl winners. I think they get over the hump this year. I think they get over the hump. I know there's a lot. I think they get over the hump. Bills, Niners, calling it out. Bills, Super Bowl winners. With that being said, get into the final part of the show. We are going to go with our pick 6, mainly because of the name of the show. 3rd and long, pick 6. And here's who I'm rolling with. Panthers, big game against the Falcons. I'm rolling with them at +3.5. Browns, home underdog, +1.5 against the Bengals. Colts, home underdog again, +4.5 against the Jaguars. Eagles on the road against the Pats. Far superior team, mainly because I'm going to be watching that game with a lot of friends after church tomorrow, and they're all Patriots fans, so I will be the only person that's not a Patriot fan who will be rooting against, so it will be a very entertaining. Boy, wouldn't you love to see how that plays out, huh? Maybe I'll live stream it. Who knows? Maybe we'll set up a live stream and see how it goes with all these Patriot fans against the Eagles. But going with the Eagles -3.5. Broncos -3.5. I just like them at home. Raiders are abysmal, as I stated. I think Vegas kind of is like, I don't know where this game can go, but not Vegas Raiders. I'm talking about Vegas, betting. But I like them at -3.5. And finally, the Seahawks at home against the Rams, -3.5. Another far superior team over the Rams. It's going to be interesting to see where they go after headed into this season. So I don't really like them week 1. Seahawks know what they're doing. I like it at home, -3.5. There's a recap there. You see it on the board. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to the 3rd and Long Pick 6 show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy the week 1 in the NFL. And we will be back probably midweek, just kind of similar to the last year's schedule, where we did some midweek recaps, and then the leading up to the weekend was the show for the picks and everything else that we want to talk about. So hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Pretty warm out in most parts of this country. But enjoy. Have fun in NFL week 1. And we'll see you next week.